These are the lesser-known news stories from the Ukraine war for Friday, December 19th, 2025. The first story comes from the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine, and they stated in an announcement that plans are underway to increase the production of Horoshock anti-drone ammunition, which is capable of hitting drones at a distance of 50 to 60 meters, or 164 to 196 feet away. The announcement also stated that the ammunition manufacturer is set to increase production by 400,000 rounds per month. First developed in July of this year, the Horoshock ammunition comes in 5.56 by 45 millimeter and 5.45 by 39 millimeter calibers and can be loaded into the standard magazines of service rifles. The ammunition also makes it possible for Ukrainian soldiers to shoot drones with the rifles without having to rely on other weaponry. Next we have, this is from a Telegram post from the Atesh Ukrainian resistance group. And the resistance group has claimed responsibility for the burning of a Russian police car of the Ministry of Internal Affairs of the Russian Federation in the Moscow region. And in this Telegram post, they show a video of one of Atesh's participants pouring a flammable substance over the vehicle and setting fire to it in a covert nighttime attack. The Telegram post further explained that the attack was carried out on December 12th to coincide with Constitution Day of the Russian Federation and protest Russia's oppressive regime and criminal war in Ukraine. Our next story comes from Ukraine's 24th Mechanized Brigade, and they just posted photos on its Telegram channel showing the evacuation of the last 3 residents of the village of Stinky near Chasiv Yar in eastern Ukraine. The 3 civilians, all of whom are over age 70, were actually evacuated last month. All other residents had left the village earlier because of the continuous heavy fighting in the region. 2 of the final residents were a husband and wife who were forced to live in their basement after their house was destroyed. The 3rd resident was a neighbor of theirs, and he moved in with the couple after his home was also destroyed. He also sustained a leg injury from the shrapnel of a Russian FPV drone while living in the village. 2 of the 3 civilians are diabetic and had to live without their medical supplies until help arrived. Rescuers were able to transport them in an armored vehicle to a safer location. In July, the Russians claimed to have captured Chasiv Yar, but Ukraine still denies this assertion as fighting in the region continues. Then moving on, this comes from a video that was released by the Ministry of Defense of Russia, and it shows a Russian soldier inside a basement, which is said to have been used by Ukrainian soldiers of the Birds Magyar Regiment as a UAV drone control point while they tried to defend Krasnoarmeysk in Donetsk, in eastern Ukraine. In the video, the Russian soldier is seen walking around the basement as he looks at the drones, ammunition, and other weapons and equipment that the Ukrainians, which are described as neo-Nazis in the video's description, left behind when they retreated. And the neo-Nazi description, or the Nazi description, has often been used to describe Ukrainians by the Russians to justify their ongoing invasion of Ukraine. But anyway, the video's description also dubiously claims that the Ukrainian soldiers had repeatedly attacked the local civilians with drones, even as the civilians waved white flags. The Russians reportedly captured the city earlier this month. The Ministry of Internal Affairs of Ukraine recently reported that a Russian FPV drone was deliberately sent to attack a fire truck carrying 4 firefighters with Ukraine's state emergency service. The attack occurred in the city of Drushkivka in eastern Ukraine's Donetsk Oblast, which is partly under Russian control. In addition to damaging the fire truck, the 4 firefighters inside were injured and had to be transported to a local hospital for care. Since the start of the full-scale invasion in 2022, Russia has continued to attack emergency service workers and other civilians, and this latest attack adds to Russia's growing list of war crimes against the Ukrainians. The Dnipropetrovsk Regional Prosecutor's Office announced that a 40-year-old man from Dnipro was just sentenced to 5.5 years in prison after the court found him guilty of stealing more than 200,000 hryvnia, which is roughly $4,734, from a Ukrainian soldier's bank account. The man was able to gain access to the soldier's account after stealing his phone at a railway station in October. The man is currently appealing his conviction. And that is all for today's news briefs. If you like these videos, please be sure to like and subscribe, and I will see you all in a future video. Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye.